Hello, friends and brothers. This is Justin Jones with the Masonic Improvement Movement YouTube channel, podcast, blog, TikTok, Instagram, you name it, we're there. I'm joined with the mouth of the South, Right Worshipful, Dennis Yates.
Glad to see you. Glad to be here. This is going to be an exciting show today. We are going to talk about books.
Books, you
Are
say?
you that Mason that goes to lodge, has dinner, listens to the minutes, and goes home and goes about your merry way? Do you even open up your Bible, the Great Light and Mason? Do you go to church and get learned? But are you one of those mega Masons that actually reads outside a lot? How about it, Justin? Are you one of those mega Masons? Are you a mega Mason?
I've read a few books, so I hope so. I sincerely do. I want to say before we really get rolling on this that we have a new member of the Masonic Improvement YouTube membership program, Steve Pierce. Big shout out to you. Thank you so much for helping to support the Masonic Improvement movement.
Absolutely, Steve. And I just want to let you know, as soon as our new hats come in, I'm getting one just for you.
Yes.
Just for you, brother. I'm grateful for your participation and your enjoyment.
And furthermore, if you will contact us through our email, which is thelonestarmason@gmail.com. It's an old email. Probably need to update that at some point, but it's thelonestarmason@gmail.com. Just reach out to us and we'll see about getting you on the show sometime if you'd like to come join us.
Yeah, I'd like to see what value you get out of our show and why you felt like it was important to support us. And we're grateful for that. But I'm really interested to know what your favorite parts of the show are, so that we can give a better experience for others that may have that same feeling.
Speaking of channel memberships, we're still adding content to the members only area. This video, probably about half of it is going to be members only. So if you want to get the full value out of the video, that's for the members. There's also another video that will be released to everybody soon, but that has been behind members only for probably about 5 days now. And it is the complete uncut version. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to take out a lot of the extra stuff, and that will be what is released to everybody. So if you really see value, you want to get the content a little bit earlier. If you want to get the exclusive content, that's where to be. That's where the
and not only that, but like when we're discussing books and stuff, we're going to scratch the surface on the big broadcast, because that's really there's a lot of people who are not Masons who will be listening that wouldn't necessarily get the same out of the deeper conversations that we have. But we will take a deeper dive into those conversations on our members only content, because that's not
that we're verifying
what we have
Masons,
to say,
right? But we know
right.
that you're getting that. We know that you're seeing the value. And so that's where it's being provided.
Yeah, and also not that we're going to, disclose any secrets or anything. We're not going to do that. But we'll have opinions that are our opinions on what certain things mean and things of that nature. And it won't be the shared opinion of everybody, not necessarily.
Yep.
That's the kind of stuff that grows us as Masons. And so that's where you'll get that content, is in the members only, so that you'll be able to hear it the way we hear it, and see if you agree, disagree, or are just not interested.
So now that all of the administrative stuff is out of the way, before we get too deep, again, I want to start off with a quote for everybody. The Mason who reads, however little, be it only the pages of the monthly magazine to which he subscribes, will entertain higher views of the institution and enjoy new delights in the possession of these views. The Masons who do not read will know nothing of the interior beauties of speculative Masonry, but will be content to suppose it to be something like Odd Fellowship or the Order of the Knights of Pythias, only perhaps a little older. Brother Albert G. Mackey.
Wow.
The first book I want to share, I had to take the cellophane off of this so I could share this, right? No, but the first book I want
You
to share.
mean you ain't read it? You just took the cellophane off? I
Yes.
guess that's a start.
We're talking about Lightfoot's Manual of the Lodge. The Manual of the Lodge itself is fantastic. If you can get a copy of the Lightfoot version of it, it's significantly thicker than just a regular standard monitor. And I think every Mason, this should probably be one of the first things they read, just because it talks about a lot of stuff that gets discussed in the degrees, a lot of stuff that doesn't get covered in the short form lectures that you'll hear reference later on and you don't know where it came from. So go ahead.
I agree with that, but I do think that you should read your monitor for your grand jurisdiction first.
I would say even if you're like a
But I think
Florida
you're
Mason.
right. Lightfoot's monitor.
Yeah, I think
Lightfoot yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I would say, yeah, I was thinking just from a Texas perspective, like if you're a Texas Mason, you should definitely read the Texas Monitor. But even if you're from Florida or New York or something, there's still a lot of good stuff in this.
Now, to piggyback on yours, I would like to introduce, and the reason it comes up like this is because I got mine with through the Scottish Rite. This is the Book of Words. It's Pike breaking down a lot of the words in Freemasonry and the symbolism behind the words, and it's a very, very good book, and I recommend it for anybody that's taking the journey. If you want to understand a lot of the symbolism going on there, it's one of the paramount, and it's a relatively thin book.
So it's like a dictionary kind of. Does it have purblind? Purblind in it?
Yeah, I bet I can find it.
All right, so my next book that I would like to share before Dennis gets a chance to it is speaking of Manly P. Hall and these guys. The Secret Teachings of All Ages.
He has the mystical version that disappears in your hand.
Yes.
Mine is the hardback version that.
Mine's better. But yeah, Secret Teachings of All Ages, man, regardless if you have my version or Dennis's crappy version, it's got
or my hard cover copy.
I mean, it talks about the ancient mysteries, the secret societies, quite a bit. It goes into Atlantis, initiation of the pyramid, zodiac and its signs, wonders of antiquity, the Haramic legend. That time Dennis finished talking for a little bit. Stones, metals, and gems. It's got. I mean,
stones, metals, and gems. That's alchemy. No way.
Actually, I was about to say it has alchemy and exponents, Rosicrucianism, Kabbalah.
That's not Freemasonry.
Yeah. So there's a lot of good stuff in here, and it doesn't go into a huge amount of depth on really any one topic, but it kind of
but it stirs the pot. It gets you thinking.
It's a good introduction to a lot of Masonic concepts, and these are Masonic concepts, but you're probably not going to hear about it in your average country lodge. So hop on Amazon, grab yourself a copy of Secret Teachings of All Ages, and there you go. And by the way, I am going to include links, Amazon links to all these books that we talk about. That way, if you want to grab a copy, it's just right there. All you got to do is click it.
This book is Light Reflections by Bradley E. Kohanki. He is our past grand order. It's like a chicken soup for the soul for Freemasonry or for philosophical antiquities, like
well, Brad Kohanki is like chicken soup for Freemasonry. Just hanging out with the guy.
this is truly a magnificent book. I really enjoy reading it. I actually, people that know me, y'all know that if it's got a $2 bill in it, it's one that my family is supposed to keep when I pass on. And this one actually has three $2 bills in it. It's one of my favorites because it's really good for the new Mason or really just anybody, but it's really good for the new Mason who needs a way to just dip his toes into the water because he's not ready for the deep end.
So my bonus book it's actually free. It's freely available, and it is a sequel or a successor to a book. Or it's not even a book, I guess. It's a PDF, but I read this years ago. So this was between the time that I left Freemasonry and I came back, and it was close to the time that I came back, and I was doing the research and reading, and I found this PDF. It's called Laudable Pursuit by the Knights of the North, and it was like it was written for me at the time. It was just going point by point about all the things that I had expected but weren't delivered in the fraternity. And it opened my eyes to not only was I the only person that had these high expectations, but it wasn't unreasonable to have these high expectations. We just weren't delivering on what we promised and what we historically have been and what we should still be doing. And so it's a Lawful Pursuit 2 is the sequel, but it's more like a kind of like an update and a rewrite. Great stuff. It's excellent. And so I'll include a link to that in the video description.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're wanting to read a good Masonic, I'll call it a book because it's pretty lengthy. But if you want to read a good Masonic book, but you don't have the budget, or you just want to be able to jump right into it, link below, right above the Amazon links, and just jump on there and check it out, because it really is what launched me back into the fraternity and ultimately introduced the ideas that we talk about now from my perspective. So it's a very powerful paper.
Then I need to definitely read it. I hadn't heard about it until today. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, that's what I do, man. But so I'll share that. And like I said, all the links to everything we've talked about, I will include that below. Or if you're in the Valley or Scottish Rite and you got a different way of getting it, by all means, feel free to do it that way. Dennis, you have any final thoughts?
There's so many books out there that we can read, and not everyone is going to be our cup of tea. Not everyone is going to, when I read Hutchins or A.E. Waite, in some instances, I think they have brilliant thoughts. In other instances, I think they're just picking apart the delivery and diluting the message of the lessons that we learn. So, when you read with an open mind, and remember that these brothers are just trying to identify those key elements that we're all trying to identify, and not.
Well, you don't have to. It's a
you don't have to agree.
Yeah, it's a trait of a strong mind to be able to entertain a thought without feeling like you're being pressured to accept it.
No matter what we read, we have to look at it in an objective. I can't say that very well.
Because even if you disagree with what you're reading, it gives you a perspective for when you're discussing it later. So you at least see where people are coming from.
Yeah. We have to be able to see where people are coming from. Yeah. If we can't discuss and debate and do it intelligently and amicably,
Amicably. I like it.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
You must have slept with a thesaurus last night.
I
Learned
really
some
tapped
words.
into it. Yeah, I tapped
Yeah,
into it this weekend,
man.
didn't I?
Yeah.
But seriously though, that's the one takeaway is that we don't always understand what we're reading either. Pike is one of the hardest ones to read. So, anyways, basically the my basic thought is, if we're not reading, we're not really seeking the light that we should be seeking. If we're just relying on the pancake breakfast to give us our light, maybe we should join the Rotary. I don't know.
Just
I
like
don't
Albert
know.
Mackey said. Just like Albert Mackey said. Masons who don't read don't know any better. So you might as
Right.
well have joined Lions Club or Rotary or something like that.
Yeah. So
Don't shoot the messenger. That was Mackey
no.
who said that.
Yeah. Yeah. You just happen to make sure I'm bringing it up twice in the same show.
Yes, but if it really angers you, message me and I'll send you Dennis's address.
If it really angers you, maybe it struck something inside you that makes you think, well, maybe I could do a little better.
It won't offend
always,
you. What I read won't offend you unless you don't read enough books.
Right. So I wasn't always a reading person like I am now. I wasn't always that guy, but I am now. And once I started, it unlocked something new in me that I could never turn back from.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not only reading, but I'm writing, and I'm writing a lot because of it. And because there's so many thoughts that go on in my head, I just don't want to lose them. Because that's the thing, is that these books spark so many different thoughts.
But Masonic Improvement was created under this mentality of be the change you want to see, right? And so, like if you're in a part of Texas where you don't know who to reach out to, or if you need us to hook you up with someone that could come present or something, we could probably do that. We really can.
Oh yeah.
In many cases, you want one of us to come talk at your lodge, we can probably do that too. But if you're just in such a rural area that, I mean, even if you get be your dentist to come, that's still in the big scheme of things, that's not a whole lot of education. Then you need to be that change. And there's a lot of information out there for free on the internet, like the PDF I shared, like the books that we shared tonight. Just get one and read it and highlight and take notes, whatever's interesting to you, and then turn around and put that in a paper. Put a PowerPoint together, throw some pictures on there. I think that was a good wrap up from you. I'll just say thanks everyone for watching, and be sure.
Come on, you still got a few. You got a few minutes. Give us something. Don't act like you're.
And you made me lose my train of thought. Check out the links below. Please like and subscribe. I did want to point out that a huge majority of the listeners. Let's see if I can pull this up actually right now while we have a moment. A huge majority of our listeners are not subscribed to Masonic Improvement. And so if you have got this far and if you enjoy the content, please subscribe. There's no reason not to. You can subscribe for free. So
you don't have to purchase to subscribe and show that you enjoy this.
Yeah.
But
I can't find it. It was about 60%. 60% of the people that have watched our content within the last month. And of course I can't find that on the fly, but about 60% of them were not subscribers.
Along those lines, I would like to thank all of our subscribers because you have put us number one in Masonic podcasts in what, the nation or the world? I mean, I'd say YouTube is worldwide.
Yeah. So worldwide. Almost 70%. Right now. Almost 70% of the people that watch our stuff are not subscribed. So if you would please subscribe. But yeah, what you're saying is absolutely true. If you look at, there are some larger channels out there, but they're not active any longer. Like what is a Mason?
Channels of the past.
what is the Mason? That channel, about 20,000 subscribers, and I mean, he put out some good stuff. But if you look at his content,
Been a while.
it's been a few years since anything's been updated.
Do you really want to stir up competition?
Yeah,
Wow,
I
that's
do.
not where I was going with this.
I do.
Just kidding.
I do.
Just
Anyway,
kidding.
later, brothers.